Hello and welcome to the table for episode 4 of Super BRG, or How I Lost Your Mother. I should start this over. Screw it. So we're just going to go ahead and jump into session number 2. Last time we left our heroines, we had succeeded in day 1, session 1. We had managed to turn our $100 into $110. So now we're on step 2. We're starting with 100. Can you hear that? That's my stomach. I don't know if you can hear my stomach going on. I'm making tortellini and I'm excited. And I think my stomach knows it. Step 2 is $110, right? That's what we're starting with. How much do we need to win? We need to win 10% of 110. What's 10% of 110? Remember, you just move the decimal over. So 10% of 110 is 11. So we need to leave that day with $121, right? Our original 110 plus our $11. We're going to do that by betting $5.50 a hand, flat betting, and that'll give us 20 times. Another way to think of that, step 1, 110 divided by 10%, 11, divide 11 by 2, $5.50. That's your bet until you make $121. So let's ixnay on that. I don't know whether I should shuffle on camera or not. It takes a long time to go through all these decks, so I'm going to try this new thing here. Why is that backwards? I have some business to take care of whilst we shuffle. And speaking of, introducing our friend Shuffle Master 4000. Hello! Let's go ahead and throw a deck in while it's shuffling. What's the business, you say? I got some new subscribers. I can't believe it. People are watching this. So, thank you, Edward. Appreciate you subscribing. Thank you, Jen. Appreciate you subscribing. Thank you, Travis. Appreciate you subscribing. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate you subscribing. Pretty neat. Probably laughing at me, but they subscribe anyway. Hey, that worked out pretty well. Shuffle's done. I wonder if you heard any of that. That shuffler is loud. Thank you, Mr. Shuffler. It's all right. All right, let's go ahead and go to card cam. Let's get our little... Man, I need to make that wider somehow. Anyway, that's a dead letter office. That's the dead cards. Anywho, so let's go ahead and start playing. Oh, I shuffled that with the cut cards in there. Nice. That's what a good shuffler will do. That's what a good shuffler will do. It'll go right through those cut cards. I don't know. That's really bad for it. I know that. That's really bad for it. Let's go ahead and cut them for me. Okay. There's really no reason to throw a card in there for penetration because we shuffle after every 4 hands, no matter what. But that's what they do in a casino, so let's do it. You know what I just realized? I don't have any 50-cent pieces. I've only got quarters. That's okay. Anyway, we started off last time with 100. We made 10, so we've got 110 now. Let's just verify that, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there it is. So we're going to take one of these 5s and we're going to change that in for dollars, right? We're going to take one of these dollars and we're going to change that in for quarters or half dollars or whatever they have at the casinos. There you go. Aside for a moment. All right, $5.50. Let's go ahead and play. Little burn card there, and again, we play by regular strategy rules. We're not doing a lot of heavy lifting here. We're not going to split like aces and 7, or excuse me, aces and 5s and aces and 4s, even though every professional gambler knows there is some point when you do that, but not this time. Insurance? No, of course no insurance. It's too bad. It's got it right out of the gate. Scary, huh? Spooky. I'm doing that out of order. I should have taken the cards already. And that was hand 1. Important to keep track of the hands. Sometimes I can't. Nice. 21 out of the gate. Let's see, 550 each. Excelente. Oh, leave your 50 cents there. Not sure where that puts us. I think that puts us at even. Oh, excuse me. 4, 6, 12, 21, nice. In most casinos, they will play out the hand. Even if yours is over, that hand still gets played out. That was hand number 3. 17 against 10, 10 over, 16, and the bust. And that was hand number 4, so that's a shuffle. Guys, let me know if some of this stuff you're not liking, if the mix isn't right. You know, I've got no agenda here. This is my time killer, so I want to be entertaining for you guys. If you learn something, that's great. And all I'm trying to hawk to you is friendship. No, all I'm trying to tell you is bet responsibly. That's all this is. It's not a scheme. It's not a betting progression per se. It's betting responsibly, slowly, getting up to the point where you want to be, and walking out. That's the hardest part. So hard to walk out. Oop, that's not shuffled. So hard to walk out with only $10 or 10%. Because no matter what dollar amount you start with, like we spoke last time about how hard it is just to get that $10 and head out to the door because you feel like you haven't done anything. Well, imagine if you walk in there with $1,000 and you win $100. Well, that's a little different. Now maybe you feel like the day was worth something, right? So while we're waiting, let's go ahead and take an inventory. Let's see where we're at. So there's 110. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We are $4 away from 25. We are $4 away from being done for the day. How boring is that? How boring is that? In one deck, we're about done. And again, that's what I'm trying to say. When you're doing this all the time, it's really boring because you either win fast or you suffer for a while. You languish. Because we're working that tidal wave of gambling, right? We're trying to, if it goes low, we don't want to bet heavy. We want to stick in it. We want to have as many attempts as we can. That's why we're breaking down our $100 to that 10%, and then that 10% to half of that 10%, to 50% of the original 10%. We're just trying to give us enough bullets to see out the ebb and flow of the game. And so far, I gotta say, we're doing it right. It's working. So, would you like to cut the cards? Okay, burn. Here we go. Hand 1, 9. 12 against an ace. Insurance. No, of course not. No 21. Nice. 20. 17. 21. That was a boner. Man, got us. That was a boner, totally. You know, I know I shouldn't laugh when you lose, but when you have such confidence in a method, you know, if you had 100% assuredness that your result was going to be achieved, you do nothing but laugh and be confident because you know it's going to work out. Here we go. Is that hand 1? Yes. 19 against a 2. Of course, you wouldn't take one. I think that was hand 2, actually. This is hand 3. 17 and a loss. Okay, one more hand. Come on. If we win this, we're done. If we win this hand, session 2, step 2, will be done. 14 against a 7. Of course, you take one. Ugh. See how I was saying, like, when you slug it out with them, it takes a while longer? 15. Yeah, I would have had us anyway. And that's shuffle, I believe. Yep. So we didn't make any ground on that. And it's worth pointing out that in a real casino, you probably play 6 or 7 hands when it's just you at the table, because you don't have the other people there. You know, every person sitting down, that's another deck, that's another hand. So if you're, I should have said that earlier, you need to do this at a table where it's really just you. Your best odds are always going to be when it's just you and the dealer. When anyone else walks in, that just kind of muddies up the deal. You've got, sorry, I'm trying to get this to where you can see. That means you got a whole nother set of ideals and conditions that you have to work within, because it's whatever that player is going to play. Your 2 good rules: always play when it's just you and the dealer, unless you're playing on a team, obviously. And play late at night. Play when there's not a lot of people there, because that's when you can guarantee that table condition exists. Our perfect scenario condition will exist, because, well, I just thought about how Vegas looks now. Sometimes it's kind of hard to find a dealer at night now. But if you go around 5 in the morning, which is I think what most gamblers would agree is kind of the twilight, the golden good time to go, you'll find a table by yourself. And at night, if you are counting cards, at night you're less likely to get caught because no one cares. There's not as many people. Some might say, well, no, you're more likely to get caught because there's more eyes on you. This is Vegas, baby. I worked here 20 years. If they don't have to have you on, you're not on. If you don't need to be scheduled, you ain't there. They don't care that much. Okay, here we go. Burning a card. Still at $5.50. We need to win one hand, I think. Let's check real quick. So there's our 100. Okay, we'll just leave this right there for now. There's 100. I guess we were down 5, 10. Oh, we're down 2 hands. That sucks. Here we go. 9 against a 5. I would double this. I would love to double this. I think any gambler in the world would double this. We're not going to double it because someone might not know to double that. They're looking for 11s and 10s and things like that. It's hard not to double that because that'd be such a good value double. Here we go. 14. Oh, 21. How about that? Prophetic, man. Change up here for a second. We're out in quarters. What's that? Hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. I know I am. Okay. 18 against a 15. You definitely stick on that. 16, 16, and the bust. Okay, now we are down, I don't know, I think 2 hands. Yeah, 2 wins. That was hand number 2. That was hand number 2. 5 against 2. Of course you'd hit that. Of course you'd hit that. Again, this is not a blackjack primer if you don't know how to play blackjack. Plenty of other videos that tell you how. Plenty of other videos. And was that the last hand in that deck? I think it was. I can't remember, so let's just say it was. That'll keep it even. Honestly, if I forget and I play 5 hands instead of 4, whatever. It's still not that big a deal. It's still exactly what would happen in a casino. And a different deck. Even though these are shuffled, let's go to the commemorative Super BRG deck. Can you guys see that? No. I gotta figure this out a little better. So, let's take inventory. I'm just gonna push that off to the side. Let's take our inventory one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Might as well do something, right? Do something while we're shuffling. Alright, so we've got 100, 15, 16, 17, 25. We haven't moved an inch from where we were a moment ago, but we haven't lost either. And just remember, every one of these is a bullet in your gun. Every one of these guys is a slug in your gun. As long as you got chips, you got a chance. So let's keep going. I'm just going to set these off to the side. Let's keep going here. Strangers in the night. Whoop, whoop. If you saw the bottom card, I don't care. We're never going to get to it, and we're not counting. So that was mean, huh? And what I should have said, if you saw the bottom card, like just now somehow, it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter because we're not counting cards. The deck's been shuffled. We're never going to get anywhere near that, even if we were counting cards. So here's a little penetration for you. And let's go with the next round. Burn a card, and we're in. 20. 19, that's a win. Is that it? Is that it? Are we done? I think we're done. You see how hard it is to keep count, to keep control, especially for me, because I'm not very smart in the first place. Yeah, that's it, buddy. We are done. That was session, whatever, 2, 3. So where'd we end up? Fat fingering this all over the place. All right, so we ended up with 122.75. 122.75. So if we look at our chart real quick, and I explained this in the second or third video. Oftentimes it's hard to win by just 10% because you make those blackjacks, you make those splits, and you always end up being a little more. So this is where the system becomes even powerful, because that even more powerful, that little percentage more that we won now makes our starting amount for tomorrow bigger. So now we only need 10% off of that. You know what I mean? That's you'll get to $1,000 quicker because the percentage you started with was quicker. So that was that session. I hope you liked it. I hope it's starting to make sense what I'm talking about. I hope it's starting to make sense when I say sessions, and I'm gonna walk you from the first one to the last one, just so after today, because we're gonna stay with this dollar amount. After today, this chart kind of starts to be irrelevant because we've already made more than this chart shows. So I'm gonna start doing this. Got a little session whiteboard here. Okay, we're just gonna put it at the top. Session. And the dollar amount we start with, okay? And we're gonna do that before every session from now on. For instance, this was session 2. We're at 121.75. So tomorrow we're gonna start with 121. We're just gonna get rid of the 75 because that'll start to really complicate things. But anyway, thanks for joining me today. That was a lot of fun. I hope you're picking it up. Thank you to all my new subscribers. Let me know if there's anything else I can help with or explain, or if I'm talking too much, or if you hate it, please let me know. All right, I'll see you next time, guys, on Super BRG. See yous.